All right, so I've been documenting building this food forest, and today I'm going to talk protection. So with whatever tree I have, what I've been doing is I've been taking 4-foot hardware cloth like this here, and I cut it 2 foot wide and I wrap it around, and then I don't know if you can see that, but I just wrap a little wire around it to hold it in a circle. And then I like to keep it dirt inside and then mulch on the outside, so it makes a ring just like that there. See if you can see that. Yeah. And then, so this is a chestnut here, so you can see I protected it with the hardware cloth on the inside, and I mulched around it. And then I came back later as it grew out of that cage, and I went with about a 5-foot circle of mulch. And then on this particular one, I did deer fencing, like to protect it very high. So this is actually 6-foot fencing. And then these are bamboo stakes. I just got one of those to save from buying 2 fence posts. And then I bought a fence post just to keep it sturdy. So these are all chestnuts, and those are all 6-foot fencing. Today I got some hazelnuts, and I bought 5-foot fencing because it's cheaper, and I plan on doing some rings around those. So I bought a couple rolls of fencing and a couple rolls of hardware cloth to do my yard. I would love not to do that. I mean, I would love to use as little as possible. I feel like I use quite a bit, but I definitely wanted to be successful just because, yeah, I'm creeping up on 50 and want to make sure this goes. So yeah, if I had a little more time, maybe I could find better ways of not using so many resources. But anyway, this is what I did. All right, so I got my 5-foot fencing, and I'm just gonna unroll that to 12.5 feet. So I figure I can get 8 of these out of a roll. So, and then see, that looks close enough. And this is what I'm using. And this is my first time making all this stuff. I mean, I messed with fencing before, but yeah, again, feel free to try to not use fencing, and feel free to try different ways. That could be a lot better than what I'm doing here, but this is just how I'm doing it. And then what I do is I just take this end that I try to cut one end long, which I just cut it right here at this point, and then just wrap it around. And I just go all the way down this thing and do that so it holds nice. All right, so you can see here, I just, this is some of the wire that came with some of the fencing. It's pretty thin, so I just wrapped it double around there and then twisted it tight with my hand. All right, so here you can see I got my T-post here. I got a bamboo stake, and then inside you can see the smaller ring. And that's 5 foot with a hazelnut coming out of there. That's a bare root. I showed how I planted those along with direct seeding in some of the other videos.